Hello everyone, it's Rob here. Now I know you're waiting to watch your Draw with Rob video, but I thought I'd just pop up right at the very beginning just to tell you about something very exciting. It's my brand new Draw with Rob Monster Madness activity book. Now I'm super proud of this and I think you're really going to like it. I mean, it features him, her, him, and of course her. And as well as those guys, we've also got pages full of puzzles. We've got bits where I've started off the drawings and you get to finish them all off. We've got mix and match monster games in there. We've even got Monster Party invitation kits. And as well as that, of course, you've got your regular draw-alongs, all featuring nice frames for you to draw your pictures in with perforated edges so you can easily tear them out and stick them up on the wall. And then, look, this is really cool. Right at the end, when you've finished your little book, there we go, there's an official monster artist certificate for you to fill in. And again, you can put that one up on the wall. So listen, this book is perfect for any little monsters out there. And me and the gang, come on, let's show you the gang. There we are, me and the gang. Can't wait for you to get this book. It's out on the 22nd of July. So listen, you can pre-order it right now from wherever you get your books. I really hope you like it. Right, I think it's about time you got on with your Draw with Rob video, don't you? Okay, have fun. See you soon. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Draw with Rob. With me, Rob Biddulph. Now I'm a children's author and illustrator. You might have seen some of my picture books before. Have you seen this one? It's called Grrr. And it's all about a bear called Fred who loses his growl. It's a fun one, that. Have you seen this? This one is called Kevin. And it's all about, well, it's about this little boy here whose name is Sid. And he has an imaginary friend called Kevin. And what happens is, whenever he gets in trouble, so for example, look, his football breaks the bird bath. He leaves all the lids off his pens and his bedroom is a real mess. And he always blames it on Kevin, his imaginary friend. And Mum says, what does Kevin look like? So look, he draws a picture of Kevin and then he gets sent to his room and the little hatch in the top of his room, it opens and this yellow and pink light comes through and he climbs up through the hatch and he finds himself, look, in the imaginary world and Kevin is real. And then suddenly the roles are reversed. Sid is the imaginary being in Kevin's world. Look, he's sort of see-through. Can you see? He's sort of see-through. And all of these imaginary creatures here, they can't really see Sid. So the roles are reversed. So he learns a very important lesson about taking responsibility. But anyway, enough of that. We are here to draw a picture today. My chair's a bit squeaky, sorry about that. We are here to draw a picture today. And I thought today that I would show you how to draw a snail. Now, snails, they're not the most glamorous of animals, I guess, but they are super, super fun to draw. You know what? I love drawing swirly things, don't you? My signature, where is it? Let me see if I can show you. Here we go, here's another one of my books. Look, there you go. Can you see my signature has got a swirl there? It's also got a swirl on the P there. I love drawing swirly things. If you look at the way that I draw ears, swirls. The way I draw nostrils, swirls. Swirly things are great. I love swirly things. Snails, shells, super swirly. So I thought I would show you how to draw one. Is that all right? I hope it is. Right, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pen. I'm going to tell you how these Draw with Rob videos work, just in case you haven't seen one before. Right, because lots of children tell me they don't think they're very good at drawing. I think that's a real shame, because I think everybody can draw. It's about confidence, but it's also about knowing the order to do the drawing in, how to put that drawing together bit by bit. So that's where I come in. I'm going to show you how to do a drawing step by step. We're going to break it down into little bite-sized pieces. I am going to draw one of those bite-sized pieces here on my piece of paper. Pause your video, copy what I do on your piece of paper. Start me up again, I'll draw a bit more. Pause me, you draw. I draw, you draw. I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw. And at the end, you are going to end up with a very very handsome looking picture of a snail. Right, shall we start then? Right, you're going to need a piece of paper. You're going to need a pen or a pencil. You might want some colours a bit later on. If you haven't got any colours, don't you worry. You can just use your pencil. You can do some nice shading, okay? Don't you worry. Okay, snail. We are going to start with, right, what I want you to do is, I want you to put your pen, so if this is the middle of your bit of paper, I want you to go up and to the left a bit. Okay, we're not going right to the top, we're going to about there, and I want you to draw, let's see, where will we start? We're going to go down our page, like that, not in a perfectly vertical line, and we're going to start curving around. We're going to go along the bottom of our page. I'm just going to move my hand around here so that I don't smudge. And we're going to go along the bottom of our page in a sort of straight line until we get to near that corner. Okay, so it's like a sort of big old L shape, like that, with a curve. Okay, so usually actually we start with very little kind of marks on our piece of paper, don't we, right at the beginning, but this time we're going for a big long line. Bit different. Okay, the next thing to do, we're going to go back to where we started here. We are going to curve around. Okay, and then we're going to come back down and we're going to follow that curved shape that we drew, but as we get further along we're going to make it narrower and narrower and narrower until we meet the end here. We're going to meet it not in a really sharp point, but we're just going to meet it in a curvy point like that. So now we turned our sort of L shape into like a fatter L shape with a curvy top. Okay, and this is going to be the main part of our snail's body, because you know this, don't you? You know a snail is basically exactly the same as a slug. This is true, but the slugs just don't have the shells on the back. That's true. I said that to my wife and she said, don't be silly, they're totally different creatures. They're not, they're the same. They're pretty much exactly the same. I just looked it up online and I can't wait to go in later and tell my wife I told you so. And I'm sure, I hope I haven't looked at a website that's got it wrong and you're all going to email me and tell me no, they're totally different. I'm sure they're a bit different, but fundamentally they're very, very similar. Anyway, enough of me and my wife's arguments about snails and slugs. Let's get back to our drawing, shall we? Right, the next thing to do, shall we start with the shell now? The shell is obviously my favourite part of drawing a snail because it's got the swirl in it. So I think we just need to get on with the swirl. Yeah? Shall we do it? What I want you to do is halfway up this side of this shape here, so about here, I want you to come up and we're going to start our swirl. We're going to start going around about there, and we're not going to touch the bottom here, we're just going to keep going around like a sort of helter-skelter. We're going to go around, swirly, whirly, whirly. Right round, you can do as many swirls as you like. The swirlier the better, I say. There's my swirl. I like it when my brush pen does these little funny marks here like that. It makes it look like a proper painting. It makes me feel like an artist. So there we go, lovely swirl coming out there that doesn't touch the bottom there. Now the reason it doesn't touch the bottom is because we are going to join that bit up with our snail. Their little shell, their little sort of house sits on their backs, doesn't it? So we're going to draw and join it up just with a little curvy line like that. And there we go. There is the back. There is the shell on the back of our snail. Snail, I think snails get a raw deal. I think they're actually quite fascinating creatures. I don't know, they're beautiful. The shells certainly are beautiful, maybe not so much their bodies. But you know, they can, like the giant African snail, right? Get this. It can grow up to 90 centimetres in length. That is like, well, you can't see my left hand, but that is 90, that's nearly a metre long. Can you imagine if you got up in the morning and you went into the garden to look at the flowers, get a bit of fresh air, and you saw a metre long snail sliding down the garden path towards you? Oh my gosh, I think I'd turn around and run. I mean, you wouldn't have to run very fast because they're pretty slow, aren't they, snails? I think they do something like they can do like 45 meters an hour or something like that, which is actually more than I thought. But they're one of the slowest creatures on Earth, that's for sure. So you wouldn't have to run very fast to run away from your 90 centimeter long giant African snail. The ones in our gardens are much smaller. They're usually about sort of that big, aren't they? But yeah, whew, I'd like to. I think I would like to see one in real life, but yeah, I don't know. Not overly keen on seeing one in my garden. Right, let's get back to our drawing. So we've drawn the little shell on our snail. Let's give our snail his little eyes now. Now I'm going to put his eyes on stalks. Now they have these little kind of feelers that they use to feel around with, and I'm not sure, they're not eyes as such, but that's what they use to sort of see in inverted commas. So we are going to take a bit of a liberty here, and I'm going to put our snail's eyes on stalks. So we're going to start by drawing the eyes, okay? So we're going to draw 2 little circles right at the top of our page up here. So 1, 2, like that, okay? Then we're going to join them up with this head bit here, just with a slightly curved line. 1, 2. And they're going to be our snail's eyes. Now, our snail, you can do your snail whatever you want. You can do your snail smiling and nice and happy. Mine's going to be looking a bit sort of, slightly annoyed, I think. So this is how I'm going to do mine. I'm going to draw a straight line across the middle of that eye, like that. Just sticking out very slightly on each side. We can do the same on this one. Okay. Because I want to give our snail a really cool impression, and I'm going to do the pupils down to the right hand side, so our snail is looking down towards his own shell. Okay, you will see why a little bit later on. And I think slightly annoyed expression, not annoyed, but just sort of an expression like that. Okay. But you can do anything you like, you know, your snail can be looking that way, you draw the pupils over there, or just straight at us. That's absolutely fine. Wherever you want your snail to be looking, you do it. Now, pretty much, that's it. That's how you draw a snail. You draw the body, you draw the swirly whirly shell, you do the 2 little stalk things, and you do the eyes. That's it. That's your snail. So listen, let's go. I'm going to add a bit more to this drawing. I'm going to do it when I do the colouring in bit, so it's going to be in super speed mode. But after I've done it, so basically in 20 or 30 seconds, I'm going to come back with a fully coloured in snail, and there's going to be a little addition that I'm going to do, which you can do if you want to. It's up to you. It's hard to explain without giving it away. I want it to be a little bit of a surprise, so I'm not going to tell you now. You just have to see what I do. But in terms of the colour, go crazy. Snails are usually, their bodies are sort of a browny, grey sort of colour, but you can do whatever you like. And certainly the shells, you get all sorts of different coloured and patterned snail shells, so go for it. Go make it as colourful and as beautiful as you possibly can. I don't know what colour I'll do mine yet, you'll soon see. And you can add some little patterns on as well. You know what I like, the more colourful the better. So you go for it, you enjoy yourself, have fun. I will see you back here in 20 or 30 seconds, and I'm going to have a little surprise for you too. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. There we go, my finished snail, or should I say snails. So there's a little surprise that I wanted to add. You know, this happens sometimes. Snails like hitch a ride. Smaller snails sometimes hitch a ride on the back of larger snails, and that's what's happened here. Look, that's why he's looking a bit like, ooh, what are you playing at, mate? So this little guy has just hitched a free ride on the back of this snail. But I drew him exactly the same way that I drew this one here, just a slightly different expression on the face. Wider eyes, but exactly the same really. And in theory you could do another one on their back, and then another one on their back, and just keep going till you get a tiny little pinprick of a snail at the top. But I thought that might just be quite a little fun addition to our drawing. You can see I've gone for like a nice purple shell. Now one of the really effective technique is to add all these lines though. Every single line that you do, if it points towards the middle of your shell, it'll look like a nice spirally shell. And I've just added a few sort of little pink stripes here and there on my purple shells, both of them the same. And then I've gone for like a little sort of greeny, sluggy coloured body. Now I'm going to add a little bit more now. I'm going to add some of this little texture here. Now I've done this before, do it on my dinosaurs sometimes as well. And it just adds a little something to the texture of your animal. I'm just going to do it. You don't do it all the way, you don't do it across the whole body. You just do little suggestions here and there on the sides like that. So some circles, some dots, some bigger dots, smaller, all different sort of sizes. You keep it nice and varied. And you just add it all the way along, just along one side. I'm doing it in sort of the darker areas, so the left hand side of mine and the bottom. I've decided the light's coming in from this way, you see. So the dark areas are the bottom left side of my drawing. So I'm just going to add that little texture suggestion just along those areas there, like that. Maybe a few little bits here and there on this side too, but we're just really going to keep it to the edges. And then it sort of plays a trick on the brain, and it makes you think that texture is covering the whole thing without you actually having to do all the work. See, lazy, that's me. I try and look for shortcuts wherever I can. Add a few to this guy as well up here just to make it consistent. Just a few dots and spots. There we go. A few down there just to make it there. And look. There we go, we have a nice sluggy, snaily kind of texture thing going on. Just like that, easy peasy. And there we go, there's our finished drawing. You can see, so snails leave that sort of snail trail of sort of slime behind them. It's because their bodies, they produce this slime, and that helps lubricate the ground that they're sliding along on, so it makes it easier to move. So I've just added a little bit of the slimy trail there. That's what I've done with that bit, just so you know. Right, what we've got to do, we've got to sign our drawings, haven't we? Oh, I'm signing my full name. Didn't know I was going to do that. I just sort of did it automatically. There we go. Signed my double snail drawing. This is a fun one, this one. This is the kind of drawing where there's a story to be told, I think. How did this guy get on this guy's back? Why did he do it? Why did he want to hitch a ride? Where are they going to? Maybe you could think of a story for these two and write it. And there you go. Maybe, who knows, one day it might become a book of your own that you can sign for me. So that's nice. I always think it's nice when a picture tells a story. So there we go. Listen, I hope you've had fun doing this. I cannot wait to see your drawings. I'm hoping for lots of colours, lots of different patterns, lots of different stories being told in your pictures. The way I get to see it, get someone to take a picture of your drawing, post it on social media using this hashtag here, #drawwithrob. That way I will get to see it, and I will make a grid up. If you all send them in, I'll choose some at random and we'll make a little grid up of your drawings. Who knows, maybe yours will be there. Listen, I've had fun showing you how to do a snail or two snails today. I hope you've enjoyed drawing along with me. I'm going to be back very soon with another Draw with Rob video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and then you will know when the new video is about to drop. That's what I think the kids say these days, videos drop. So make sure you subscribe. As I said, I'm going to be back very soon. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, keep on drawing, be kind to everybody in your family and all of your friends. And I will see you soon for another episode of Draw with Rob. Bye everyone.